New tonight, accelerating the push for e-bike safety. Newly proposed state legislation seeks to restrict the power of an electric bike's motor and how fast it can be, which would also limit their top speed.
CBS 8's Richard Allen is here with more on how this new law, if passed, would work. Richard.
Well, Carlo and Marcella, this new legislation is unique because it would redefine what an e-bike is, clarifying that its motor cannot be capable of exceeding 750 watts at its peak. Anything more would be classified as a motorcycle. The intent here is to try to put the brakes on e-bike accidents, especially among young riders.
It's kind of like the Wild West a little bit.
As electric bikes grow in popularity, especially among teens and preteens, the number of accidents have increased. A recent study by the American Medical Association shows here in California, the number of e-bike injuries spiked from 751 in 2017 to more than 23,000 in 2022. A new bill out of Sacramento, AB 1557, aims to make e-bikes safer by targeting how they're manufactured.
And we think we're really going to enhance safety with it. So we don't want to ban altogether. We just want to make it where the bikes are just safer.
State Assembly member Diane Pappen authored this bill, which would strictly define what an e-bike is, requiring that the power of its motor not exceed 750 watts at its peak, meaning that it could not reach speeds beyond roughly 28 miles an hour. Pappen says that currently the motors of many e-bikes can be modified to boost its power to anywhere from 1,200 to 6,000 watts.
One little tweak and you're going way over 28 miles an hour.
This new bill would make it clear if a bike's motor exceeds 750 watts, it would be reclassified as a motor-driven cycle, meaning that it would be illegal on bike paths and require a motorcycle license to ride.
For those young riders, we're really going to need some guardrails. And this particular piece of legislation focuses on voltage itself, what's being manufactured, what's being sold. It's very similar to what's being sold in Europe.
And this new law would apply not just to kids and teens, but all e-bike riders of any age.
And if an adult wants to partake in an e-bike, this is what they're going to get. But if you want to buy a motorcycle, go buy a motorcycle. There's always that option.
Riders caught using an e-bike exceeding this limit would face fines under California's vehicle code and could have their bike impounded.
We don't want to ban e-bikes, we just want to make them a whole lot safer.
And this new bill was just introduced late last week and will likely go before the Assembly's Transportation Committee first. Ultimately, the full Assembly and State Senate would have to approve it before heading to the governor for his signature.
So this is working its way through Sacramento, but several cities, including some here in San Diego, they've already adopted their own new e-bike rules.
Well, that's right. Yeah, and there are a bunch of new e-bike rules that just came into effect statewide. For example, on January 1st, all e-bikes have to have a red reflector or reflector light on the back of their e-bikes all times during the day, not just at night. Also, if a minor breaks an e-bike rule, for example, not wearing his helmet, under 18, you have to wear a helmet. Now, both the minor and the parent could be cited, depending on the situation. So the parent could face consequences too now.
It's a problem in a lot of communities, and we're trying to keep the kids safe, the drivers on the road safe.
Absolutely.
And, just trying to keep up with trying to slow them down.
Absolutely. That's the name of the game. Slow down.
Thanks, Richard.
Thank you.